If we get anything like the numbers that we've had over the last couple of years, I suspect that we'll have a couple of thousand people turning up tomorrow. I think at the last summer event we had about 3,000 or 4,000 people. So hopefully, if the weather keeps good for us, we'll have the same number this week.
I was going to mention the weather because I don't want to be the bring doom and gloom to the conversation, but I was looking at the weather forecast for Guiseley for tomorrow, and I've got to say, Stuart, it didn't look great. So I know that we can cope in the UK with a bit of bad weather, but have you got plenty of umbrellas organised?
Well, as you can probably see behind me, there is a gazebo going up in preparation. We've got a load of them ready just in case. Because, you know, in Yorkshire, the sun does shine sometimes, but we are quite used to having the rain. And so we've got everything prepared. We've got all eventualities. And do you know what? Even if when we had the Christmas event, we had loads of snow, but it didn't stop people coming out and supporting us, which was fantastic. So whatever the weather, we are going to party. We're going to celebrate 70 years of Her Majesty's on the throne. So, you know, we're ready for the party, whatever the weather.
But Stuart, you have been doing this for a number of years. Why? What was the big sort of desire for you to lay on a party every year for the Queen?
So it started 6 years ago with the Queen's 90th birthday. And I just remember as a kid, you know, I used to take part in street parties on the estate that I grew up on. And I just thought, you know, wouldn't it be great if we had a similar event here in the town? And as all best ideas, these all came in the local pub, and everybody sort of mucked in, and we thought, well, we'd try it, see how many people turned up, and we were astonished that we got thousands of people turning up. And people came to us and said, you know, it was great because we got to celebrate the Queen's 90th birthday, but at the same time, we got to see people that we hadn't seen for months, you know, and old school friends had met up. So we've kept the tradition going. We do one in the summer, one at Christmas, and we are hugely supported by the community. So it's just a fantastic thing that we've set up, and we're going to keep going.
Royalty showing up there, but yesterday in Wilmslow I had our local royalty, and that's Sue Johnson, who played Barbara in the royal family. She was at ours. I don't know if you've got anybody as regal as that attending, but I know you've got some great royal stories yourself when you were a whip in the whip's office in Parliament.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you know, one of the great honours that I had is that when we had the state opening of Parliament, the old tradition is that a member of Parliament is taken hostage in Buckingham Palace to ensure the safe return of the monarch. I think it's a bit of a rum deal, if I'm honest, because I don't know that I would be a great guarantor. But anyway, but it's a huge honour, and I got to see the royal family leave Buckingham Palace and then enjoy watching the ceremony on the TV in Buckingham Palace. And, you know, and I got treated to a couple of glasses of champagne too, so it was a really special occasion.
Stuart, what people probably don't know is that you're a fantastic baker of... I hope all the cakes are going to be made by you, because one of the things that everyone in Parliament knows is if you want a good cake or something, go and speak to Stuart, because he's... So I hope it's all going to be your own merchandise that you're going to be producing for tomorrow. Have you been busy baking all of this stuff?
Well, I will be. Once I've set everything up here, I've got to get home and start making loads of cakes. And of course, your favourite, Philip, I'll be making some sausage rolls.
Oh, no.
Dropped him in it right there.
I can't believe you've just said that.
I don't know. I think I can talk about this. And Stuart, you can say whether I can or not. But when you're in the whip's office, there's obviously chief whip, there's deputy chief whip, and then there is the controller, as it were. And every day, because most people wouldn't know this or even believe it, you'd have to write a paragraph for the Queen about what's going on in Parliament behind the scenes, and she reads it every day. It's left on a dressing table, and for a while that person was you writing that note to the Queen on a daily basis. So do you want to fill it? Can you tell us a little bit more?
Well, all I can say is that, yes, I would write to her every day, tell her the business that had been discussed. But I understand that she, you know, I would often put a few notes a bit of the gossip as well. You've got to make it a bit interesting. It's not just about the legislation that's going through. You know, I'm sure she wants to know what the gossip in the tea room is. So I used to put a few paragraphs in there, but I won't be telling you what I put in.